All right, welcome to this week. And this week we are talking all about Amazon ads. I'm really excited because Amazon ads has been one of these things that has changed so much over the last few years. And this is definitely what you're about to see is some of the best teaching and some of the best lessons that I've ever put together for Amazon ads. So we're going to take it step by step, whether you are already currently running Amazon ads, you've been doing that for a couple of years, or if you're brand new and you've never run any sort of ads ever. I've designed these lessons over the next few modules to walk you through step by step to ensure you don't miss anything and you fully understand exactly how to maximize your ads. So let's get into Amazon Ads 101. So in this first introductory lesson, what we're going to be doing is covering what are Amazon ads from the very beginning. Like I said, if you have no idea what Amazon ads are, don't worry, you will in a second. The biggest thing to scale your business and why Amazon ads need to be a focus. And then we're going to cover the terminology for your Amazon ads. So Amazon ads are short, obviously, for Amazon advertising. You can run your ads on Amazon to be shown at the very top of the page to get better visibility if you didn't. And that's basically why we want to be running Amazon ads, to increase visibility for our books. Lots of companies use different ads, or lots of companies use ads on their platforms. You know, Facebook, for example, you see here, when you log onto your Facebook, you got the sponsored, right? Whenever it says sponsored, that's somebody paying. So this company, Secret Labs, they do these fancy little chairs. And because I looked at them once, I'm cookied in. And so now I'm going to see an ad, probably for the next few months, of them trying to sell me a chair. So the company has actually paid Facebook to follow me around on Facebook now to show me their chair to buy it. Google, another big one. Whenever you type something in, so I was looking for a little picture for Amazon ads. So I typed in Amazon advertising, PNG, and the very first ad that popped up was, it looks like it's some sort of software program company to help lower your ACOS, which we're going to talk about. Right? We ain't going to use them. But these are ads. The first three results on Google are actual ads. So these companies have paid to have those spots there. Amazon is no different. I typed in the word diet here, and you can see we have two ad spots that popped up here. We have this big block right here, and so it says sponsored, and then the first book here, it also says sponsored. These are paid positions. So these companies, these authors, have paid Amazon to have that spot there. And we're going to talk about how you can do that as well. So if I was looking for something, I typed in diet and then boom, never binge again. Maybe that's something I want to do. You see, they got over 10,000 reviews. So obviously they're doing pretty good. So let's say, for example, vegetable gardening is our book. So we have a book on vegetable gardening. Okay. So what we do is we set up an Amazon ad that targets the search term vegetable and gardening, or vegetable gardening. And so normally what we do is type in vegetable gardening, and we'd have all the books laid down here, and our book somewhere down the page here and right here. Okay. So this is where our book normally would land. We call it organically. It would normally organically land somewhere down here. But then we run an ad to it and we move it to the top of the search results, right? So all of a sudden we go from there to there. Now we're at the top of page one. Remember, being at the top of page one, more people are going to see it, more people are going to click it, more people are going to buy it. So that's where you want to be. So essentially what we're doing is we're paying to get to the top spot. Now, it's not easy. It's just paying the most. There's certain things that you have to go through, and we're going to go through all of them. But that's what we're doing. We're taking our book from here, and you think about it, like if your book was on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, page 12, you could essentially create your ads to get your book on page 1. And this is what happens time and again. Now, Amazon uses what's called PPC, pay per click advertising model. So you, the advertiser, you only pay when somebody actually goes and clicks on your ad. So somebody has to click on that little sponsored ad there. And this is how billion-dollar companies like Google and Facebook make most of their money. Right? Here are some cool stats. 95% of Facebook's revenue comes from selling ad space. So about $70 billion of Facebook's revenue comes from just selling ad space. 70% of Google's revenue comes from selling ad space, $130 billion. And it's 15% of Amazon's revenue comes from selling ad space. Obviously, they have their own product lines and other things, but still $15 billion just comes from us advertising on Amazon. Now, how important are paid ads? Well, imagine being able to turn a tap on or off to get new customers into your business. Essentially, that's what paid advertising allows you to do. It allows you to say, yes, I want more customers coming in right now, or I need less customers coming in right now. But that's essentially what paid advertising is allowing you to do. Companies and regular everyday people make millions upon millions of dollars a year running paid ads on Amazon, Google, and Facebook. Trust me when I say this. Once you understand this concept, it will forever change the way you look at your business. The single greatest mistake I've ever made in my business over the last few years that I've been running, not my publishing business, my course business, the business that you bought into, was not running paid traffic early enough. I was relying on organic traffic. But as soon as I switched to running ads, everything in the business changed. It was the single greatest decision I made for my business. And that will be the exact same thing with your books. Now, almost all platforms almost all platforms offer some sort of advertising service, right? Like Facebook, Google, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, they all have ways of advertising on them. But you don't need to focus on all of them, right? To build a 6 or even a 7-figure publishing business. We're only going to focus on Amazon for now. It's the easiest one to learn, and it's the one that we're able to just work with most directly. We're not going to be covering running Facebook ads or running Google ads or any of that stuff right now. We're just going to focus on running ads on the Amazon platform. So what makes Amazon different is people come to Amazon to shop and spend money. That's one of the key things, right? When people are on Facebook, on Instagram, they're not shopping. They're wasting time. They're there to socialize, right? They're not looking to spend money in most cases. But Amazon, it's a store. People are coming to shop there, but they also store their credit card number on file. Amazon has something like 300 million credit cards on file where people can click or can purchase with the one click, the buy now with one click. They literally just click. The next screen is shipping confirmation. They click there and boom, the order is shipped out for them. It's that fast. And so that's one of the advantages advertising on Amazon. You're advertising on a platform where people are shopping. Now, does everyone need to run Amazon ads? Not running Amazon ads is like walking up the downward escalator. You'll get to the top, but it's harder and it's a complete waste of extra energy, right? Lots of publishers have built successful businesses without Amazon ads. Tons. However, the ones who are serious about their businesses use them and become masters of them. The main reason that people are not using Amazon ads is simple. They don't understand how they work, right? I used to see it's like, oh, Amazon ads didn't work for me, or this didn't work for me, or I tried Amazon ads, they weren't profitable. And then I would talk to those students and find out that what they were doing was just completely backwards, or they didn't even understand the whole concept of it, or they had set up everything, or their book just sucked. And Amazon ads do not work if your books suck. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But this week, these lessons are going to cover everything you need to know about how to run Amazon ads successfully in your publishing business, whether you're brand new or you're a seasoned vet. Now, why are Amazon ads so beneficial? The ROI is absolutely nuts. Now, both directly and indirectly. And when I say that, I mean, Directly means this: like when you run an Amazon ad, somebody buys your book and you make a profit. So you spend $100 on ads, for example, and you make $200 back in royalties. You make $100 profit, right? Because you got to minus the $100 that you spend on ads. So you got $100 profit from running ads, and that's great, and that's how a lot of publishers make their money. But the thing is, and you will come to understand this the more you get comfortable with running ads, is the indirect influence that your ads have can sometimes be 10 times greater than the direct influence. Just building your audience up to sell higher priced products or services is an absolute massive benefit from running Amazon ads. And it's commonplace in the ad space where companies will actually run unprofitable ads on the front end. So without getting too complicated, meaning when they run their initial ads, they're actually going to lose money with those initial ads. But what they're doing is they're not worried about losing money in the beginning. They're worried about acquiring new customers, because when they can acquire a new customer at a loss, but then sell them something of higher value later, it'll make up for it in the long run. So let's talk about a couple other benefits of running Amazon ads. They improve your BSR, your Amazon sales rank, right? Amazon ads can have a massive influence on your Amazon search ranking. Consistent book sales is one of the key factors for moving up the rank on Amazon's platform. They're looking for consistent book sales. There's no better way to get consistent book sales than to run ads. The more you spend in Amazon ads, the more organic sales you're going to make. It creates a snowball effect, right? As you spend more on ads, your book becomes more visible, more visible, more visible. As it's more visible, yes, more people are going to see your ad, but more people are going to click it, more people are going to buy it. What that means is it's going to keep moving up the ranks. So the more organic sales you're going to start to make, which is going to help boost it even more and even more and even more. So it creates a snowball effect. And this is what helps bring your book from page 10 to page 6 to page 3 to page 1. Ads are a long-term gain. And they build your audience. It's the fastest way to build your audience, right? We talked about in week 4 about building your audience via your email list, so you can further build a proper relationship with them. Doing this allows you to sell more products or services to them you might offer. Even if you don't know what those are right now, don't worry about it. We want to be focused on building our audience. Somebody who bought your book via an Amazon ads joins your list or your Facebook group, or they could easily end up purchasing a $1,000 program or service from you at some point over the next few months. And this happens all the time. It's one of the reasons marketers, that's what you are, you're a marketer, they don't just focus on the front end sales. Take a look at this diagram. So this is from Michael Matthews as an example here. So you run an Amazon ad to your book, okay? They buy, let's say, the ebook for $2.99, okay, because they saw your ad. Boom, they join your private Facebook group, okay? They join your private Facebook group. From in that group, you're talking with them, you're asking people, hey, can you what do you think of the book? Leave a review and all that. So they go leave a review, okay? They're happy with the relationship you're building with them. So they end up buying a paperback book from you or another book or whatever it is. They buy something else from you down the road. But then from there, then they end up buying a $1,000 program from you. But this all started from that Amazon ad that you ran in the beginning, right? It all started with that ad. And so that's just one of the reasons running ads is absolutely key. Amazon ads not only make your publishing business more money, they make it easier and help you grow 10 times faster than without them. There's no excuse for running Amazon ads anymore, period. There's absolutely no excuse. You've come so far along. You've created such an amazing book. You've done everything to the best of your abilities at this point. This is just the final step to master, right? If your credit cards are maxed out, for example, right, because we have to pay for our ads with our credit card, then pick up extra shifts to make some room for them. so you can run ads. This is the next most important step in the publishing process. Do whatever it takes to make this happen. Amazon pays you monthly, right? But it's on a 60-day delay. So it's like it's April right now. So we get paid April royalties beginning of July. Beginning of July. So once you get past that first initial 60 days, then you start getting a paycheck every single month, right? Whereas they charge your ads, I believe they charge those every $500 or every month or so. It's a little wonky with how they charge, but once you start getting on that monthly paycheck from Amazon, things really start to smooth out and even out. So now what I want to do is I want to go through some terminology. Now, I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm going to go through some of the key stuff, and the key metrics is what they're called, the key numbers that you need to be focused on, that we're going to understand, that are going to make the biggest difference in our business. Other terminology that we're going to be covering later on, I'll just define it as it goes along, but these are the key things that we want to understand. So budget. So this is what your Amazon ads dashboard looks like, or the reporting section of it it's going to look like. And so over here, right, we have your campaigns, and if you don't know it, like, that's just what we're going to describe what a campaign is and everything. We'll get there. Start date. So budget is how much you're willing to spend. Now, budget is something you want to have keep going up, and we'll talk more about your daily budget. When you set a daily budget of $50, for example, it means it cannot spend more than that. On a realistic term, it usually spends about $5 to $10 of that, but we'll talk more about that later on. But your budget, you want to be spending as much as you possibly can, because the more you're going to spend, the more impressions you're going to get. And impressions are the number of times your ad has been shown to Amazon shoppers. Impressions, obviously, we want that shown as many times as possible. So a lot of times this will be in the hundreds of thousands of times, millions of times. Clicks. This is simple. It's the number of times people actually clicked on your ad. Okay. Obviously, we want that number going up. Now, your click-through rate, this is the number of people who saw your ads and they clicked on it. Now, so it takes the impressions, number of people who saw it and then clicked, you get your click-through rate. So now your click-through rate, it seems small, but you want it at 0.4 or 0.5%. So around the 0.5% mark. It seems small, but that's ideal for this marketplace. Now, spend is how much you're spending on your campaign, how much you've spent to date so far. That, like your budget, you want as high as possible. It might seem weird saying, hey, why do you want to spend so much on your ads? Because the more you're spending on your ads, the more customers you can acquire. The more customers you can acquire, the more income you're going to make. Now, cost per click. This is how much you're paying every time somebody clicks on one of your ads. This is the one metric you want down, okay? Because you want to lower your cost per click as much as you can. We'll be talking about how to do that. Number of sales made, orders, number of sales made, how many books you actually sold, and then your sales. How much revenue have you made from your advertising campaign, okay? Obviously, we want that as high as possible. And then the most important metric is what's called your ACost, your advertising cost of sales. This is the metric that gives you a snapshot at how well your ads are performing. So for example, a 10% ACost is fantastic, 20% is great, but 30% is where you want to be. Because if you're lower than 30%, then that simply means you're not spending enough money. You need to spend more money to get more impressions, to get more clicks, to balance out your ACosts. 40% is okay, it's nothing to worry about. 50% you're about to break even, and 60% or above it's just not profitable anymore. And like I said, in the next lesson, we're going to walk into this, set this up, and dive into this in way more detail. I just want to give you a quick overview of everything right now. Now, there is one more metric, but we have to calculate it manually, and that's called your conversion rate. And your conversion rate is what percentage of people who clicked on your ad purchased your book. Okay, so we take this by taking orders divided by clicks equals your conversion rate. So for this is example, we take 78 orders divided by 1,473 clicks equals 0.05%. Now we're going to cover more about conversion rates on a future lesson, but I just wanted to bring up that terminology as well here. So any other terminology terms that I use over the next little bit, if you don't understand it, just Google the term, because the terminology will be the same across all advertising platforms. But I'll do my best to define them as we bring them up, or as I bring them up. But that does it for this little introductory lesson. So let's go to the next lesson and talk about setting up our campaigns.